Hello and welcome. This is All Sport ABP. Hope everyone is doing really great. The point I want to talk about today is the Ronan Sullivan effect on Bangladesh football. We've seen the Hamza effect and we've seen how far Bangladesh have come, although the results haven't spoken their way. But of course, there has been a renaissance in terms of the interest levels that football in Bangladesh has received at the moment, especially in relation to the Bangladesh national football team, both men's and women's. And that has all been a result of bringing in someone of the superstardom of Hamza Chowdhury. But at the moment, we can talk about Ronan Sullivan, one of the Sullivan brothers, who has made his debut for Bangladesh in the under-20 circuit. Currently is playing in the SAF Under-20 Championships 2026, and Bangladesh have qualified for the semi-finals of the tournament already. And Ronan Sullivan has been the most productive player for Bangladesh in that tournament. He's already scored 2 goals, both came against Pakistan, and he's got an assist of the only goal that Bangladesh scored against India in that 1-1 draw that we saw yesterday. So interestingly, I think if we just talk about the general features of a proper center forward, we see that he has to have some sort of a height, he has to have some sort of aerial ability, he needs to have the ability to move around and beat offside traps, he needs to have the ability to run off the ball through the defense, make that second run as well, and of course he has to be a target man as well when he's facing his own goal and still helping the build up of the attack. So all those attributes I think can be taken into account when we talk about Ronan Sullivan, because we've seen enough from him already from the first 2 matches to understand that he's got that basic instinct as a proper center forward that Bangladesh would dearly love to have even in their senior team. Just looking at a few in-game instances, just an example taken from the Pakistan match. Initially, Ronan Sullivan, he was playing as a center forward, and he was keeping the 2 center backs of Pakistan pretty busy down the center. He was always there alongside those 2 center backs who were the last line of defense for Pakistan. And at that moment, they were always finding it hard to move away from him and giving spaces away on the wide positions to people like Faisal and Murshid Ali, but unfortunately they could not make best use of it. And Ronan Sullivan as well, I think he has this important attribute of sometimes drifting wide and also creating some opportunities for his teammates. So in this instance, for example, he went to a wide position and really went past one of the defenders and put in a very good ball in the penalty area, which none of the other Bangladeshi players could come and reach and score that goal. But Ronan Sullivan, I think he's got the ability to take on players as well, which is very important for a center forward if you talk about it. And then moving on to a few other important attributes that he has, which is receiving the ball with his back to the defender and making that turn and moving towards goal. That has been another attribute that he's already shown in the past 2 games. We've seen some examples in the Pakistan game as well. And just another example of how he helps create space. Suddenly drifts onto the wide left and takes away the fullbacks from Pakistan and makes space for someone like a Murshid Ali to cut in and take that shot. That shot wasn't accurate, probably could have passed it back to Ronan Sullivan, and he could have done something different with it. But in that case, even without the ball, Ronan Sullivan's impact in the game was already out there for everyone to see. Let's talk about ball striking now. Ronan Sullivan's ball striking, it was fantastic. He actually scored so far the best goal of the SAF Under-20 Championships with that brilliant free kick from 30 yards out against Pakistan. And the technique that he showed from that angle, it was a pretty straight angle, so you needed to have that curve to beat the wall, and then you needed to have that accuracy to hit the top bin, and you needed to have pace on the ball as well since it's being hit from a distance. So he's got all 3 of them, and that strike actually showed that he's got very good ball striking ability. Talk about the aerial ability. We've talked about that just a while ago, but I'd like to emphasize on that one more time, because the second goal that he scored for the Bangladesh Under-20 team in that match against Pakistan showed excellent movement from him off the ball, and he really was able to blindside the defender just in front of him. Just look at the position of Ronan Sullivan when the cross wasn't even made. He was anticipating a ball that would be coming within or into the penalty area, but he was standing behind the defender. The center back had no idea that Ronan Sullivan was lurking behind him. And then what happens? The cross comes in, immediately makes that switch, quickly shifts forward, judges the flight of the ball, and easily guides it to the far post and scores his second goal. So overall, I think if you look at Ronan Sullivan as a package of what we've seen from the first two matches that he's played for Bangladesh under-20s in the SAF level, you can already see that he's got all the five attributes that a proper center forward would need to have. His positioning, his versatility, he can come down and help build a play as well, his height, his aerial ability, his ball striking, and of course his off the ball runs and his target man like attitude when he's receiving across and trying to help his teammates out. So all these attributes actually give us an answer to a very difficult question that we're having currently with the Bangladesh senior men's national team, where we clearly lack a proper center forward. If you look at guys like Mursaleen, he's not a proper center forward. He's mostly a wide player or someone who plays off the striker. His frame, his height, that actually gives you an idea that he'd rather have the ball in an area where he can actually run with the ball at the defenders, other than being that poacher in and around that penalty area. We don't have anyone of that sort in the Bangladesh senior men's national team at the moment. So why not think of Ronan Sullivan as the future center forward of the Bangladesh senior men's national team as well? That's the question that I pose to you. You guys can comment and let us know about your feelings of seeing Ronan Sullivan for the first two matches and how far he could go. And of course, does he have a chance to go to the Bangladesh senior men's national team in the near future? Do like the video, do share it with your friends, and of course subscribe to All Sport ABP because I'll be bringing you daily sports content. Stay tuned for the next one. Take care, everybody.